Welcome to today's video. So I've been very busy. My car, my poor car. My car was 20 years old and it died a fast death, okay? It died a really fast death, and I was kind of scrambling to come up with another car, and so that kept me busy for a while. And so I did that whole song and dance, and I went through Carvana. So they have these huge car vending machines, and Nico thought this was the absolute coolest thing, putting the token in and then the car coming down. Up it goes. And I actually ended up purchasing my very first all-electric vehicle. So I'm super happy about that. So today I wanted to share with you some of my creative process for basically coming up with ideas, borrowing inspiration, and the process of making things, DIYs, upcycles, things to sell seasonally. So like now for spring and summer, for my online shops on eBay and Poshmark. I do a lot of like vintage finds where I thrift them at estates, but I'm also getting a lot more into making things by hand with secondhand materials. And so I wanted to kind of share some of those with you today, and how I keep myself from over shopping and over buying things, especially craft supplies, which you know I struggle with. Like, I really love Hobby Lobby, but I also struggle with overbuying things there, and the same with estate sales. So I've sort of developed this new structure for myself to keep myself in line. And one of the things that I've done is whenever I see something, especially at a store, so like if I'm online browsing, and I do online browse and browse in person to get ideas of just like what are other stores putting out, because their designs naturally will inspire me to want to do something on my own. And sometimes I like it so much that I tell myself, you know, if you really do like that, just do it yourself. So that way I get the same design. And this is usually like for personal use if I don't alter it, but it's like I get the same design, but I've made it myself, so I've given myself a challenge. And I'm also not just buying it, because then when I buy it, it doesn't become, it's like, yeah, I get that little rush, but then it just dies off. Whereas I make it, I get the rush of happiness and excitement when I purchase the supplies to make it, or use what I have on hand, even better. And then the making it also creates like this joyful feeling. And then after I've made it, looking at it or selling it also produces that like happy, joyous feeling. And so that is a little bit more long lasting. So that's why I choose to do it this way. And also I'm on a lot more of a strict budget, because I've put myself on that because I want to hit better financial goals. So here I'll insert the picture of the item that inspired this DIY. This is a little like bird's nest situation from Hobby Lobby. So I took the concept. What I love about it is that branch, like how those chicks are on that branch. So I took that concept, and obviously I loved the bird's nest idea too. So I purchased the bird's nest at Hobby Lobby. I took this branch that I already had, but it's not an actual branch. It's artificial, and I loved how durable it was. Then I added this like rope. I love the texture of that. And then I did an abstract chick. So he's made out of like this fluffy fabric. And then I purposely made the bird's nest to look more haphazard, sort of like imagining a bird just making a nest out of the random stuff that I had laying around in my stash. So there's number one. Next up, I wanted to challenge myself to create some of these really, really adorable, like, let's just call them bunny baskets. So here's some of the ones I absolutely loved online and in stores. So the holidays come and go so fast. I'm trying to come up with ways that I can still have like this festive spring, summer vibe throughout the shop, and same with when winter, fall hits. but without having to pull these items after, say, Easter, like that they can be versatile enough that you could use it for Easter, but you could also just use it all throughout spring. Or like, here's this little bunny basket. It would be so cute for Easter, right? With the little tutu I added on the outside, and the inspiration came from this one from the bunny basket that I thrifted and sold. And I just like that the bunny was like the sliced bunny effect is what I'll call that. And I picture this perfect for, yeah, an Easter basket, but also perfect for like a baby shower gift to put all the items inside it, or also for like a flower girl basket. This was so fun to make. Okay, so next up, okay, this is like a picket fence that I purchased at an estate sale, and then I painted it white, but I purposely wanted the white to look kind of like worn in, or not like this perfect white. And then I also added these little bunnies, and I just like this as a centerpiece decorative piece, or it could be storing something inside like a nursery or a kid's home, a kid's room. Okay, next up we have the very last bunny basket, and this one I actually don't have a picture of, but I saw it at Home Goods. It was basically like a wicker basket, or a basket made out of rope, and it was so simple. It was all brown, and it just had the bunny ears, and then it was a storage basket, and I just loved how kind of chic it looked. It looked very classic, timeless. I wanted to add some gingham to mine. I love gingham, and I wanted to use this quilted fabric that I had on hand, and I've had it for a really long time. So I also made this matching little bin that matches this, but they were made separately, and they're both storage bins, and they could be great like for kids' toys, or just putting like stuff that you don't want to see inside the basket. All right, so this one was kind of impromptu. I didn't take it before, but it was this just that wood color, and I didn't care for that color, so then I just painted it. So then when I was out thrifting, at first I found this one, and it was also that just plain brown color, and I put it in my paint later pile. But then I found this one when I was out thrifting. I was like, they go together. So now I painted them to kind of be like a set, and so I did the white kind of distressed paint. I wanted it to look distressed on purpose, and then I added the metallic on there. So yeah, that is that. All right, so I probably could have done without doing this one, but this was one of the ones that I was just like, I like it. This will be fun. I made these carrots. We've seen them in so many stores. Did I need to make them? Probably not. But I had this like really very 70s fabric, but this one I was just like, I want that to be carrots. So boom, there you go. Now it's carrots. Here's the wreath inspirations, and I've been loving this like lemon lime theme, and I've never once ever made a wreath. So I was kind of picturing, how could I make a wreath to put in my shop that would be kind of summertime lemon lime? And this is what I came up with. So it is made from pool noodle, which gave it this nice thickness, but then I covered the pool noodle with burlap, and then I sort of added everything on top of that. And I'm actually very happy with how it came out. So yeah, I posted those, I think, all on my Poshmark if you want to see any of them in more detail, or like measurements and such. I still have no idea really how to price these things, but I want to be able to make a little bit of money but still account for like my time and materials, and that seems to be a little bit tricky with handmade and upcycled pieces. So if you have any resources for that, just let me know. I'm still completely new to trying to sell these things, but I've absolutely enjoyed the process of making them, and I'm always looking for new ones to make. So I'm just really excited the seasons changed and I can get out of the winter blues and come into spring and getting outdoors more and all of that. Like, I'm very excited. I love the fresh colors, and everything coming back to life is so good, right? Yeah. I'll talk to you later.